Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, entitled Divinity and Divine Service. Text number 22. Like normal or?
As usual.
Word to word?
No, time yet. Just translation.
Atavaikavayo nityam bhaktim varamaya muda vasudeve bhagavati kurvantyatma prasadanim. Translation. Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. Purport. The speciality of devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, is specifically mentioned herein. Lord Shri Krishna is the Swayam Rupa, personality of Godhead, and all other forms of Godhead, beginning from Sri Baladeva, Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Narayana, and extending to the Purusha Avataras, Guna Avataras, Leela Avataras, Yuga Avataras, and many other thousands of manifestations of personality of Godhead, are Lord Sri Krishna's plenary manifestations of the personality of Godhead, or Lord Krishna's plenary portions and integrated parts. The living entities are separated parts and parcels of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, Lord Shri Krishna is the original form of Godhead, and He is the last word in the transcendence. Thus, He is more attractive to the higher transcendentalists who participate in the eternal pastimes of the Lord. In forms of the personality of Godhead other than Lord Shri Krishna and Baladeva, there is no facility for intimate personal contact as in the transcendental pastimes of the Lord at Brajabhumi. The transcendental pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna are not newly accepted, as argued by some less intelligent persons. His pastimes are eternal and are manifested in due course once in a day of Brahmaji, as the sun rises on the eastern horizon at the end of every 24 hours. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamanyati Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vas Adi Gaur Bhaktabinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Atavai kavayo nityam bhaktim paramaya muda vasudeve bhagavati kurvantyatma prasadani. Translation. Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, here in the translation it is said, so from time immemorial, devotees, they engage in devotional service with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. So when we engage in devotional service of the Lord, so we feel happy, we feel enlivening. So that's why, from morning we get up, and the time we get up till we go to sleep, it is continuously we are engaged, and sometimes it is tiring, but still it's going on, because some happiness we feel, some pleasure is there. So that's why we are able to engage in devotional service. So without feeling that happiness, that pleasure, it can't go for long. So at some time we feel like, why I have to take this struggle or something like that. So because that pleasure is there, that's why we are able to continue. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Susukam kartum abhyayam. This is performed with joyfully performed, this devotional service. Sukham means happy, and Susukham, Su is a word, it is qualifying the word. Susukham means it's very happy, very blissfully performed. So when we engage in the devotional service, naturally we feel happy, because that is the constitutional position of living entity. So as we are Atma, we are servant of Lord. Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas. So we are eternally servant of Lord. So that is our position. So when we are in our constitutional position and when we serve Lord, automatically we feel happy. It is natural. We don't have to look for happiness separately. When we engage in the devotional service, automatically we are happy. So it is like Prabhupada gives one example that if we want to decorate the reflection of our face, so we don't have to separately decorate the reflection. So if we decorate our face, so the reflection is automatically decorated. So when we serve Krishna, when we serve the whole, the parts and parcels are automatically happy, they are satisfied. And there are many examples given, like you have to water the root of a tree, so then all the parts of the tree are nourished. So the point is, we have to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. In that way only we can be happy. So Prabhupada says, if someone engages in devotional service, he should feel happy, because that is a natural position. But if someone is not feeling happy by engaging in devotional service, he is doing something else in the name of devotional service, because it should be there. Because when we engage in devotional service, it is automatic byproduct, we have to be happy. So then if you are not feeling happy, then something is wrong. Wrong in the sense the process is pure, the system what Krishna has given, Acharyas has given, so that is pure, the system is pure, but something wrong in our system. The way we practice, something we are diluting. So when we dilute, then the effect won't be as good as the pure state. We won't get that pure result. So as a devotee engages in devotional service of the Lord, he automatically becomes enlivened. So enlivened in the sense, it is not that one incident is there, very famous, that one disciple, he goes to the Guru and he asks that, please enlighten me. And the Guru touches the disciple and immediately gets like electric shock, and then he gets that enlightenment. And then the Guru says, and the Guru was crying, now I have given all the energy, all my Shakti to you, then I don't have anything now. So this is a famous incident, but this is not the way that how we get enlightened. So this is by knowledge. So when we get the knowledge, by applying that knowledge, then automatically we feel enlightened. So once a devotee asked, please enlighten me. So Prabhupada says, I cannot enlighten you, I can tell you how to enlighten yourself. So by getting this knowledge, by understanding this philosophy, by applying this philosophy, then automatically we feel happy. So sometimes a devotee comes and he engages in devotional service, and after engaging in devotional service, we may not feel like happy, blissful, and they say that no, I'm engaging in devotional service, I'm chanting, I'm following, but still why I'm not feeling happy. So it is not that happiness what we feel like externally. One example is we go to the seashore, beach, and you lie down there, and warm sunlight is there, and in the daytime cool breeze comes, warm sunlight and cool breeze, we feel happy. This is not that kind of happiness. This is external happiness. This is bodily happiness. This happiness, it doesn't mean this kind of happiness, bodily happiness. So this is spiritual happiness. So for this spiritual happiness, there is no comparison in this material world. So in this material world, whatever pleasure we get externally, that experience only we have. We don't have that spiritual happiness. So we don't have, in a sense, we forgot that spiritual happiness. Because we are in this material world since time immemorial. Because we cannot trace out when we started this material life. That's why they said we are eternally conditioned. Eternally conditioned in the sense, not eternally we will be conditioned, but the thing is, we don't know when we started this materialistic life. How many lifetimes we are in this material life, we don't know, we cannot trace out the starting point. Actually, eternal means there is no beginning, there is no end. But here this doesn't mean that we are beginningless, endlessly we are conditioned. It is not like that. We can purify ourselves, but the point where it started we cannot trace out. It is almost like beginningless. We cannot trace out. So they say that in physics, point has no length and breadth. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't have length and breadth. It has, but we cannot measure it. Then we declare that there is no length and breadth to the point. So it like we are eternally conditioned, so we cannot trace out that. So many lifetimes we are engrossed in this material life. So we are used to that. So we are not able to come out of that bodily consciousness, bodily happiness. And because we are engrossed in materialistic life, we are not able to experience that spiritual happiness. So that covering is there. So Prabhupada says, licking the honey bottle without opening. You just lick the bottle, then what taste we will get? We will not get anything. So like that, when we are in this bodily consciousness and when we engage, then we may not feel that spiritual happiness. For that, the purification should happen. So in that sense, so we have to get that spiritual happiness. So it is like that. We are used to that. Continuously you do the same thing again and again, and it becomes our habit. For example, when I used to go to office, every day I used to go in a certain route. So when I went one day, then they were digging the road and it was blocked. Then I have to reroute myself. I have to go in some other route. And evening when I came back, I used to follow the same route because we forgot. Because every day we are following the same routine and we forget. Then morning I saw they were digging. Then again I am following the same route. So it is like that. Now when it is not that every day, year, many lifetimes we are in this bodily consciousness, we are in this materialistic way of life. So time is required. Now we have to practice and follow the system. So then gradually we will be able to experience that spiritual happiness. So generally when we go and speak to boys and you come, we teach Bhagavad Gita, learn Bhagavad Gita, this is very good, we feel happy. Then they think that no, I am already happy here. Outside, I am going to movies, I am roaming around with friends. I have so many things to enjoy here, then why I should go there? So this is material, like temporary enjoyment. Prahlad Maharaj says Maya Sukhaya. So we think that we are enjoying, but it is not actually, we are not actually enjoying. So this is spiritual happiness. They won't be able to understand what that spiritual happiness is. That That is the experience. We have to experience that. So spiritual happiness, it is susukam, it is joyful, blissful. And it is said, Ananda Ambudi Vardhanam. Ananda Ambudi Vardhanam. Vardhanam means it is increasing. Here in this material world, it is not like ever increasing. It increases and again decreases, increases, again decreases. But spiritual happiness, it is not like that. Ananda Ambudi Vardhanam. It is continuously increasing, ever increasing, and there is no end to that. It is increasing, and there is no limit. It is just increasing. And it is at Pratipatam Purna Amrita Swadanam. Pratipatam, every step, Purna Amrita Aswadanam. So we can experience that, Amrita, the nectar of serving Lord. So when we engage in the service of the Lord, then we experience this eternal, that everlasting, ever increasing happiness. So to experience that, so gradually that purification should happen. So when we are purified, then we will be able to experience the spiritual happiness. So everyone wants to be happy. If we go out, you ask everyone, you want to be happy? Everyone says, yes, I want to be happy. But they don't know the process. They don't know how to be happy. Happiness, everyone says, even who is not practicing spiritual life, when they also say happiness, we cannot find outside. It comes from inside. Everyone says that. But how it comes from inside? How to awaken that happiness? That no one knows. The process no one knows. So generally people don't know how to be happy. So but why we are not happy? Why something is blocking their happiness? Why they are not experiencing that bliss, spiritual bliss, or even happiness? So Arjuna asks a question to Krishna that Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichan api varshneya balad iva niyojitaha. It is said, balad iva niyojitaha means by force we are committing this sinful activities. Papam charati purushaha. So many times people say that I want to live peaceful, I don't want to do sinful activities, I don't want to commit sinful activities, but something is pushing. So this question Arjuna asks, it is not Arjuna's question. Everyone has this question. When someone hears this question, yeah, I have this question. Everyone feels that. So that conditioned life, that material modes, it is pushing us to commit sinful activities, because we are covered by this illusion. We are in Maya. We are under the control of mode of material nature. So we are forced to commit sinful activities. So why it is forcing? Why? What is this? It is forcing. So Arjuna asks. Sometimes we don't want to do it, but still we are impelled. We are compelled to do that. But by nature, as Atma, we are not used to this sinful activities of this material world. Because we are, as a soul, we are pure, we are servant of Lord, but because that tendency to enjoy, we came to this material world and we are suffering in this material world. So what is that is pushing? Why I am impelled? Why I am forced to do that? So Arjuna asks the question. So, and also it is said Paramatma is a sanction giver. So whatever desire we have, then Anumanta Upadrishta, they said. So Krishna is allowing us to do. And so, but here we are committing the sinful activities. It is not because Krishna is sanctioning. It is not by Krishna's sanction. It is by our contamination. It is by our we are under the control of material nature. Under that control we are impelled to do. It is by our dirty desire. So when we purify our desire, then we can come out of this force, that impulsion. So then Krishna replies that Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyenam Ihavarinam. So this is the enemy which is forcing Kama Esha Krodesha, the lust. The Supreme Lord said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So because of this lust, this is pushing us, forcing us to commit sinful activities. So here the Arjuna's question is representing that the perverted nature of this material world. So in Bhagavad Gita it is said Urdhva Mula Mata Shaka. So it is said when you see the reflection of a tree in a water body, we feel like the root is upside and the trunk is down, it is upside down. So when we were in the spiritual world, we had love for Lord, we were in love of God. But when we came to this material world, it is perverted. That love is transformed into lust. So the lust is, we try to enjoy independent of Lord. We want to lord it over this material nature. When this tendency comes, then we are under the mode of material nature. We are controlled by this mode of passion. So this is pushing us. So till we are under the control of this material nature, we cannot be happy. So here it is said by engaging in devotional service, we can be happy. But it is not that now I just chant and then I should feel happy. It is not like that. So there is a purification process. We purify ourselves in a pure state. When we engage in the devotional service, then we feel happy. So to purification, the purification process, that takes time. It is like now pure milk is there. When the milk is touched by tamarind, then it becomes curd. So now we were pure in the spiritual world, and now because of this modes of material nature, we are associated with the modes of material nature. Now the love is transformed into lust. So that purification should happen, because we had that independence, we misused that independence, we misused that free will. By misuse of that free will, now we are suffering in this material world. Now we are under the control of material modes of nature. So now again we have that free will, as because now we have come to this material world. It doesn't mean that now we are controlled by this material modes of nature. We don't have independence. We have independence. So independence is to take shelter of Krishna. So Krishna says, Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya durattaya mam evaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So this coming out of this material modes of nature, it is not easy. It is very difficult. Mama maya duratyaya means to cross over, to overcome this maya, this material modes. It is very difficult. Duratyaya is it. And mam evaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So that's where we have to use our independence, our free will. Whether we have to serve Krishna or whether we have to serve Maya. So that we came to this material world from spiritual world by misusing our independence. So now in this material world still we have that independence. By properly using our independence, we can go back to spiritual world again. So here we should have that desire. When we have that desire, then Krishna helps us to come out of this material world. So it's like that. sometimes we say, we are engaging in bhakti, we are serving Lord, we are chanting, and I'm full-time devotee, I'm engaging in full-time devotional service, it is there. But still, why I'm not able to experience? There are different layers of covering, different degrees of covering. In the next verse, Krishna explains that Dhumena vriyate vagnir yatadarsho malena cha yatol benavrato garbhas tata te tenedam avritam. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of this lust. So here three analogy is given. Fire is covered by smoke. That easily we can remove. Just you remove that fire, then remove the smoke, then we can see the fire. It is very easy. And the second thing is given is mirror covered by dust. So for that you have to put some effort. You have to clean the mirror, then we will be able to see clearly. And the third one is this embryo covered by this womb. So that is very difficult. That is difficult to penetrate. You cannot see the embryo, it is covered by the womb. So it is like this. Now a simple example is given. A spark of fire, if it falls on a dry grass, immediately it catches. And then when it falls on the rock, there is no use. It just falls and then goes out. And then the spark, if it falls on the water, it is just, there is no use at all. So when a living entity is covered by different modes of nature, if someone is in sattva guna, then they will be able to easily grasp the knowledge. Now why I am suffering, why I have to suffer, why I have to change my body, why I have to take birth and death, why I have to get diseased, why I have to get old. Now when you say, immediately they will get it. Immediately they will get the fire and immediately they start practicing bhakti. And they take it very seriously. When they practice, gradually the purification happens. But when someone is in Rajoguna or Tamoguna, it's difficult for them. They may not take it very easily and it's difficult for them. So it's like that. So now when we are in this material world, the thing is we have to use our free will, independence. So with our independence we can purify ourselves, then we can go back to God. So this material world is compared to a playground and a prison house. Both. Playground in the sense we came to this material world to enjoy, to satisfy our desire. Krishna has given this body, and okay, you want to enjoy, you go and enjoy. If you want to enjoy like a human being, you go, okay, you take his human form of life and you enjoy. And if you want to enjoy like a tiger, okay, take tiger body and go enjoy. So now we came and we are in this human form of life. So in this human form of life, now we have to see, it is not just a playground and it is also a prison house. Prison house is like, now we are imprisoned in this material world, but our intention should be how to come out of this prison house. So this a prison house, they call it also a reformation cell. Reformation, in a sense, now we have given this knowledge, now we have this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Acharyas are coming and to help us, Guru. So by taking their help, and we have to apply this knowledge in our life, then we will be able to reform ourselves. So a reformation, in the sense, it is a test. Like for example, when you have to go and join in a company as an employee, there is an interview. So you go to the interview and the interviewer will ask you some questions and you answer. If you are qualified, you are allowed to enter into that office, then you can work. So in same way, now we are in this material world, now we are in this conditioned life. If you want to go to a pure place, a spiritual world, if you want to go back to Krishna, Vaikuntha, then there is an interview. The test is going on now. That reformation, we have to reform ourselves, and the interviewer is Maya. Maya is testing us. In that test, we have to pass the test. So if we don't pass the test, and it's like some price tag is given. No, okay, this is what he is. So when we pass the test, then gradually we get purified, and we will be able to engage in devotional service of the Lord eternally. Now we are engaging in the devotional service, but still that purification has to happen fully. So then eternally we will be able to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Okay. And this purification coming out of this mode of material nature, and then engaging in devotional service purely, and this is interrelated. So when we have to engage in the devotional service of the Lord purely, we have to come out of this lust, we have to come out of the modes of material nature, and to come out of the mode of material nature, we have to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. By engaging in devotional service, we can come out of these modes, and also by coming out of the modes, by engaging purely in devotional service, we can it is like interrelated. We have to engage purely in devotional service. To engage purely in devotional service, we have to come out of the modes. To come out of the modes, we have to engage in devotional service. So it is like that. So it is not that I will purify myself, then I will engage in devotional service. It is not by our effort, by our endeavor. It is, so there are two things involved in this. Now our endeavor is also there, and Krishna's mercy is also there. So now the pastime there, Damodar Leela. Now Kartik month is going on. Every day we offer lamp, and they said one quote we got in the group that every day when we offer lamp, all our sins are eradicated from thousands and thousands of lives. All our sins are eradicated. So we offer lamp, and in this month Damodar Leela happened. So in this Leela, one very significant point is Mother Yashoda wants to tie up Lord Krishna. You might have heard this Leela, Damodar Leela. And Krishna did some mischievous activities. He was stealing butter and all this. So then Mother Yashoda chased him, and he wants to tie with the wooden grinding mortar. So she was trying to bind, but she was not able to. She was always lagging of 2-finger gap. Then she took all the ropes from her house and everything, and they joined it together. Still they are not able to. That 2-finger gap is there. But that 2-finger represents our endeavor and mercy. So both are required. Generally, they say one sect of people, it is only our endeavor, and the other sect of people, they say that it is only by mercy we can purify ourselves, we can go back. It is only one thing is not there. Both are required. Our endeavor is there, and depends on our endeavor, Krishna gives mercy. So it is like a monkey carries what to say, this child. So the child catches the mother monkey, and the mother monkey, it doesn't care now how, it just roam around, but it is the child monkey's responsibility to hold it properly. So it is our endeavor. And the cat carries its kitten by catching with her mouth. So it is mother's responsibility to take care of. The child just peaceful. No, what mother is taking care of me, then I don't have to worry. So there are two things are there. But in bhakti, both are required. Our endeavor is also required and mercy is also required. Krishna says, Ye tamam prapadyante tam sateva bhajamyaham. So as you surrender to me, then I will reciprocate in that way. So if we are surrendered like 10%, then Krishna will reciprocate 10%. So it is there, but still Krishna is so merciful that it is not that no exactly you measured 15%, you surrendered and then I will reciprocate. And that it is not like that. Krishna is so merciful that in one of the purport, Prabhupada explains that Krishna is more anxious than us to take us back to a spiritual world, to take us back with him. So when we endeavor a little bit, like we are endeavoring 10%, then Krishna reciprocates 20%. Krishna, because he is more anxious to take us back. Always as a Paramatma is traveling with us in all bodies. Whether we take a body in a worm in the stool, but still Paramatma is there as our eternal constant companion. He is there with us and always he is looking at us like, when you will turn back to me. So always he is behind us. Let's show little bit interest if we show immediately Krishna reciprocates. So that's why Krishna always gives a special care to his devotees. There is partiality, but it is not that a gross partiality. A father always, if he has some sweets, he distributes to all the children, but he keeps some special sweets for his own son. So when we engage in the devotional service of the Lord, it is like Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita, I am the seed-giving father of every living entity. So when we serve the Lord as a father, he always wants to protect us, he always wants to take us back with him. So in that case, when we endeavor little bit, when we show little bit of interest, then immediately Krishna wants to reciprocate. More than that, more than what we endeavor. So that little endeavor, that is what required. Krishna is not looking at what we are doing. In what mood we are doing. Like we offer bhoga to Lord and we do so much seva. So Krishna is not, he didn't want any seva. He didn't want, you give me some food. He's not asking that. He wants that mood. In what mood we are offering. He wants that love. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. So that bhakti, what is a food. That is what he is hankering of. So we endeavor little bit and Krishna reciprocates more, and this is also the reverse. So when we engage in the service, we have to try little more than our capacity. So this is our capacity, like for example 30% I can push, so we have to push little more, 35, 40. Then when we endeavor, when we try to push little more, little hard, then Krishna is pleased. Like now my capacity is 30% and I am doing only 20%. Then we are lazy then. So when we are lazy, then Krishna, then why he is not enthusiastic, he is not endeavoring to come to me. Then he also little bit okay. Because how much we endeavor, how much we push, then always we have to push little more than our capacity. So now we were engaging from morning, it is tiring so much, but still it is there, but still we endeavor little more. Then we get the real mercy of Lord. So when we engage in the devotional service of the Lord, it is nothing benefit of Krishna, it is benefit for us. Benefit in the sense, then we can come out of the modes of material nature. We are engaging in the service of the Lord not for Krishna, it is for us. So when we engage, then gradually the purification happens. Then we will feel that real happiness. So here in the translation it is said, transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. So that enlivening, it is not that, as we discussed, what we experience now. So that still long way to go. So much purification has to happen. So after that purification, when we come to our original position as a servant of Lord, so original position is in Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma Nashochati Na Kamshati. Brahma Bhuta, in the sense, when we come to that Brahman platform in the sense coming out of the modes of nature. So once I heard Prabhu was explaining that point, like we are under the control of modes, like someone is there behind you and he is always pushing, do this, do that, speak this, go there. Always someone is pushing you, then you can't be happy. You can't be peaceful because someone is always disturbing you. So that disturbing thing is that enemy, lust. So we have to come out of that lust. So it is said at the end of the third chapter, Krishna says that Jahi Shastru Mahabaho. You have to come out of this enemy, then we will be happy. So to experience that real happiness, that enlivening, then we have to engage in the service of the Lord, then gradually the purification will happen. So then we can be happy. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.